And I know too, there's a lot of kind of vintagey, sweet homebody souls like myself on this channel, and we might not be the type of women who really enjoy that intense workout time, but you can still be healthy and fit just by being active. You know, women for hundreds of years didn't do burpees or lunges. They did their chores, they walked a lot, and they stayed active. They kept their minds active and they moved their bodies. Great, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. Today, we are going to be discussing the 5 ways that I stay healthy. Now, keep in mind this video is completely tailored to me and my life because it is the 5 ways I stay healthy, so not all these tips may be suitable for your life, but at the very least, I hope you find them inspiring. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I like to discuss everything from the lens of femininity. So I briefly want to touch on the fact that I do believe that pursuing a healthy lifestyle goes hand in hand with femininity. Our femininity journey should include pursuing a healthy body, a healthy lifestyle, and a healthy mental and emotional state. The very act of caring for your health is inherently nurturing. And again, as I always say, femininity encompasses the quality of being nurturing. Health is, of course, so much more than diet and fitness, but we are going to touch briefly on how I like to stay in shape with my diet and fitness, but also some other tips as well. So let's dive in with the first area, which is all about intermittent fasting, IF for short. Now, I have spoken about IF before on my channel in a video about my weight loss journey, but if you're unfamiliar with it, basically it's about ensuring that you have a period of time within your 24-hour day where you are abstaining from food. It's about eating within a certain window of time. I have personally noticed that IF helps my body reduce bloating. It just gives you more time to digest and you're not constantly feeding yourself all day. Intermittent fasting has been so helpful to me in my life because I'm a person who really loves food. I tend to err more towards gluttony than starvation. I've struggled in the past with eating out of boredom, emotional eating, using food as a crutch, or just overeating because I like food. So I have found that intermittent fasting has been really helpful to me because it gives me a window in which I can eat and it lets my body really digest and come back into harmony afterwards. It's not about restraining or overly restraining yourself. It's about becoming in tune with your body. Weight loss can be a benefit, but I have found beyond weight loss, I've just felt better, more energized, and also more disciplined. I do talk about self-discipline a lot on my channel, and I really believe it is an important virtue and character trait that everybody should build throughout their lifetime. And intermittent fasting absolutely develops that in you, and it also helps you appreciate the rhythms your body goes through. And keeping with this theme, I'm excited to tell you we do have a related sponsor to this first tip. I want to thank the app Do Fasting for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you are interested in starting an IF routine, this app might just be for you. I personally use it and I love the features and functions. Okay, so it guides you through your fast. It gives you your time windows. It tracks your progress. It even has a calorie tracker function. It gives you meal tips and ideas and even workout ideas, and it celebrates your progress. It seriously covers so much and it's very aesthetically pleasing, which you know I care about. It's a functional app, it's nice to look at, and I personally have enjoyed seeing the timing of my fasts. The countdowns have been really helpful, and also just that accountability. This app is not so much an app as much as it is an assistant to guide you through intermittent fasting, and I know it can seem very overwhelming to start a new diet lifestyle kind of situation, and that's why I do recommend having an app like this in your life to really guide you through, you know, a really big lifestyle change. So if you are interested, we do have a special offer today. Do Fasting is offering all of us 1 year of Do Fasting for $66, which is actually 75% off, which is kind of nice. It comes down to $1.25 a week, which is cheaper than a coffee. So if you are interested in investing in a new lifestyle, intermittent fasting, but you need some guidance and you want that extra support, I highly recommend downloading the app. I have a link in the description below and I will pin a comment. Totally helped me transform my eating habits, and having an app to support that has honestly made all the difference. So check out the link below, and thank you again to our sponsor. This brings us to my second tip now, which is about calorie awareness. But I have used calorie trackers for a couple years now, and I don't do it super faithfully, but one of the biggest benefits I've realized is that it has just broadened my awareness of calories. So if you don't want a calorie count, calorie track, I understand that. That's very intense. And again, I don't fall into that category of people that gets really intense and kind of mentally unhealthy when it comes to calorie tracking. For me, it's actually really helpful to restrain myself and to give myself that awareness. So please be aware, we're all different. You might be really sensitive to something like that, and it could be a terrible idea for you and your lifestyle. But for me, and maybe anybody like me who cares more towards gluttony, calorie awareness is essential. It is about knowing how many calories you need for your height, your weight, your gender, your age, your lifestyle. You can plug all that in and figure out what you need, and then what are you eating? How many calories are you eating every day? You know, even if you don't want to be really restrictive, it's helpful to just kind of keep track. You know, if you have a huge calorie day one day, maybe you can have a lower, lighter day the next. You can make this much more flexible than you would assume. I know it sounds really crazy to zero in on your calories and it feels like, oh, I'd be writing them down, but you don't have to approach it that way. And I don't approach it that way. I approach calorie tracking from the lens of calorie awareness, being aware of what I'm consuming, when I should kind of cut myself off, and that has really helped me notice when I'm eating because I'm hungry, or when I'm eating because I'm bored or emotional or feeling overindulgent. It's really helpful to be able to keep yourself accountable. We live in a world abundant with food, and that is of course a blessing, but it comes with some downsides. So calorie tracking and awareness. You can track your calories with the Do Fasting app, which is pretty awesome. But we are going to go to number 3 now, which is another way I stay healthy is the always be moving method. I've mentioned this before, but it's just by staying active. Like even when I make these videos, you'll notice I like to stand when I make a lot of them. I don't prefer to sit on the floor. I like to stand as much as I can, be active around the house, and just to use my body as much as possible. And the reason I like this method for staying healthy is because it's actually a very passive way to stay fit. That might sound really weird, but I don't like aggressive workouts. I don't like aggressive running. For my personality, my body type, my fitness goals, just moving more throughout the day and taking walks and hikes would really solve a lot of my problems, and it did. Now, if I notice that I've been sitting a lot, I get up, I do chores, I stand as much as possible, I walk my dog, I walk around the house, and of course, this is easier for me specifically because I am a homemaker and a housewife. I stay home, so I can walk around a lot. You can't really do that in an office environment, and I do understand that. And I think workouts can be really helpful for people in that environment. I began looking into this method by asking the question, you know, why are French women or Eastern European women so fit and they don't have this huge American gym culture? And I realized it's, you know, they don't drive, they have to walk a lot. They take walks throughout the day, they move a lot. They just incorporate fitness into their lifestyle in a non-aggressive way. You know, you don't have to dress up in Gymshark in order to do this exercise lifestyle. You just live your normal life. And I know too, there's a lot of kind of vintagey, sweet homebody souls like myself on this channel, and you know, we might not be the type of women who really enjoy that intense workout time, but you can still be healthy and fit just by being active. You know, women for hundreds of years didn't do burpees or lunges. They did their chores, they walked a lot, and they stayed active. They kept their minds active and they moved their bodies in natural ways. And that's how I like to keep my body healthy. All right, the 4th area is sleeping and resting. Like I said, health is so much more than diet and fitness. We've covered all of that already in this video, but sleeping and staying well rested and away from stress has brought me into such a healthier state. We can't control all the stress that comes into our life. There's going to be health issues, money problems, relationship problems that are just outside of our control that we have to deal with. And because of that, I don't think it's good when we add unnecessary stress onto ourselves, because we need to save our energy for those things we can't control. That is my philosophy. So I began to become healthier through rest by rejecting unnecessary stress, unnecessary deadlines I would put on myself, unnecessary goals, stressful routines, stressful relationships, messy relationships, toxic conflict, in my life, gossip, removing all of that, not even responding to gossip. You guys know that I actively limit my interaction, even with all of you. You're beautiful people. I love you all, but it can be stressful to have so many people want a piece of you. And so I actively limit my interaction, my focus, even with YouTube, in order to rest. I take one day off a week, completely off. I do not even do housework on it. That is my Sabbath. I am a Christian. That is a religious 10 commandment practice that I do in my life. I just completely rest once a week, and it just recharges me. On a daily basis, though, I try to actively get healthy, good sleep as much as possible. I try to sleep deeply. I do everything I can to make myself comfortable and to really wind down for sleep. I know that I will not always be getting this quality of sleep, especially when I become a mother someday, so I'm just taking advantage of it right now. But sleep, if you are neglecting your sleep in favor of unnecessary things like streaming services, your phone, games, etc., push that stuff aside, prioritize sleep, and you will be shocked at your energy levels. I haven't had eye bags in like a year. And I know that's not possible for everybody, but I do attribute that to healthy sleep. All right, my fifth and final tip for how I stay healthy is kind of more in the area of mental, emotional, spiritual health. It is by adopting a posture of gratitude. I have talked about this frequently since beginning my channel, since beginning my blog, and I will forever talk about gratitude because I think it is one of the most effective ways to have more joy in life, to feel healthier, and to attract more people to you. I think it helps us express our femininity, and I think it also allows us to step into other virtues like humility and joy and love, etc. So gratitude. I am, of course, a Christian. All of my gratitude is pointed towards the Lord for everything He has given me. But I actively try to participate in that posture of gratitude, especially when it comes to my health and my body. I am young, I am healthy, I have so much to be grateful for, and I really feel like it's easy to get micro-focused on cellulite or that role we don't want. Easy to focus on those aesthetic flaws. But what gratitude does is it opens up that lens and it causes you to zoom out and remember that we have so much to be grateful for. So many people can't walk, so many people are sick, so many people are in the hospital, so many people don't have even an inch of the health that we do. And we should be grateful for our bodies, for our health, and whatever measure of health we have. And because of that mindset, of gratitude, I began to see healthy eating and exercise not from a perspective of a burden, of viewing it as a burden, but viewing it as a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to go on a walk or a hike. It is a privilege to be able to digest food and to eat food and to enjoy food. It is a privilege to go out into nature and to spend time with other people. And the more I focus on the fact that those are privileges and not rights or not something that even everybody has, the better care I take of my body and the more I enjoy my health journey. So that is all I have for you today. I do quickly want to add a little note about how I stay healthy when it comes to illnesses. I get sick pretty easily, and because of that, I have fortified myself with a lot of tips and tricks, so much so that I have not gotten extremely sick in probably 2.5 years. I do use a Purell kind of bacteria killing gel after shaking anyone's hand, especially at church, in public. I don't hug people in the winter, unless it's my husband, because I don't want that respiratory closeness. I try to avoid really compact crowds as much as possible, not going to a packed movie theater in the middle of winter, staying farther away. I wash my hands often, and I don't and I don't share a room with anybody who's sick, even if it's my husband. But I am still a nurturing person. I can promise you that. I will bring you food if you're sick. I will watch shows with you. I will stay an arm's reach away and whisper sweet nothings to you, but I will not touch you. And because of that, I am becoming slowly the queen of not being sick. We will see if I eat my words in the next couple of months. But I just wanted to quickly remind you, please, as much as you can, wash your hands, stay away from the respiratory region of other people, and if you feel even slightly sick, do not risk getting even more sick because your immune system might be a little compromised. So that's all I have to say for today. If you have more tips for how to avoid winter sicknesses, that's welcome below, as well as other health advice. Again, this video is specific to how I stay healthy, not necessarily how you stay healthy or how you should stay healthy. So if you have health tips, please drop them below. It would really benefit the feminine family. I love seeing everybody's different experiences. I think the differences in our community are really fun. So leave those comments below. Don't forget to check out Do Fasting, our sponsor, and if you're interested in more of this kind of content, I have a couple other health-related videos. I have some posts on my blog as well. If you liked the video, please click the like button and join the feminine family by subscribing. In total, I hope you have a wonderfully blessed and healthy week, my beautiful sisters.